What's good? You rocking with your boys Czar, all rights reserved. Shout out to Commenter Nation, greatest nation since United Nations. I wanted to put this up because it was on my mind. It was something that was bothering me, so I thought I would address it. There is a situation, and it involves Geneva, and she's talking about the fact that she's being trolled. So this is a message to fans. To all of the Xxxtentacion fans, let me ask you, what do you gain from trolling Geneva if you do not troll anyone else the same way? For instance, when I admitted to you guys about information earlier, I was scrutinized. But being that she confirmed it, that there was an affiliate that was messing with underage women, that doesn't bring you to some type of better to do motive to attack someone who may be grabbing up your daughters, your sisters, your whoever that's female within your family and violating them. That doesn't bother you? Another question, let me ask this, and this is to Geneva, this part specifically, before I continue. If you're telling me, so you made a good point. You said the 9 an hour thing won't work. Granted, I don't know what you've done to make money, so I can't judge you, and I wouldn't judge no one for making money. But perhaps let me be a person that adds a solution. See, there's a lot of people that criticize, like the fans and stuff you're saying are doing it. Let me give a solution. Geneva, why don't you get an RN certification, an LPN certification, some type of certification, even if it's an HVAC certification, so that you're able to give back to the public in a more beneficial way. Now, I'm saying this because there's a lot of nurses here at Commenter Nation. Nurses, comment below and let her know the openness of doing it. You know what I mean? You've passed a lot of different things that you dealt with in the past that were not good for you. So now you're living a different future. We all are to some extent. So go ahead and get certifications and get yourself the pay you deserve for the job you deserve to make the money that you're looking to. Look, it's not easy. You have to better yourself and able to earn what you're worth. You got to build your worth. A lot of times this society has given a female's worth mentality to their body when that's not necessarily so. If you can use your mind well and you can look up entrepreneurs, if you really want to know, hit me up behind the scenes. You know my Instagram. You know it. CZARR_, all rights reserved. That's one word. Hit me up behind the scenes and I'll see what I can figure out information wise so you can gain some type of mentorship. See, I think a lot of it is that some people haven't had good mentors. Even taking the people as mentors, they violated their trust in some way, shape, or fashion. And also, one thing I want to tell you, you need to stay prayed up. A lot of what's going on around you, what you were involved in, the different people you hung out with, their lifestyle is that of destruction. When you give your essence to destruction, what is it going to do? Destroy you. It's not going to heal you. So what you're dealing with is the blowback of this destruction you consistently dedicated your soul to, but you didn't think about it because the money was coming fast by your decisions personally. I say you take that energy and you divert it to a stronger outcome. These are key factors you're going to have to learn as you're growing up in order to continue the growth. There's no other way to get past it. You got to. If you don't do this, you will destroy yourself. You will implode. I'm trying to give you the details you need to hear. These guys aren't going to tell you what you need to hear. Matter of fact, from what you discussed to me, sounded like a specific ritual, but I'm not going to get into the details. But I am going to tell you this. Use that as a means for you to develop some level of strength, progress, personality, perseverance. Look up the 3 P's. This is what you need to understand. These are the base bottom line things. Now, number 1, I think you got out of that area. But number 2 is, if you didn't, get out of the area. It's okay to keep in touch with friends, but you don't need to be around temptation any longer than you're forcing yourself to. Number 3, I want you to really chase self-development. You could go on YouTube. You were on YouTube. through your IG. Instagram's there. Go to self-development and start developing yourself. Start reading, start thinking outside the box, start planning, start putting effort into a plan of guidance. There's many other ways online to make money than showing your body. Intellectual property, investment, real estate. There's so much you can do with yourself. There's so much. And I think this is the direction that you need to take. I'm doing this because for your well-being, from what I watched 2 weeks ago, I thought about it. You seem very distraught, and it seems like you're allowing life to get to you. Now, I also said that you paid rent for somebody. Who was this person you did that for? I don't understand who you would give your last to do that for, how you would feel you owed that, and what was the reasoning behind it. Now you're stuck in a situation. Don't give your all into a situation where a person isn't even looking to benefit you. You see, it's not just about engaging in intercourse in order to get something back from someone. It's mentally, it's stimulating. Do they love people around you the same way you love them? Look at these little things in order to build a general character analysis of the situation you're dealing with. That's key. You can't make these mistakes as you go further. As you get older, there's less room for error in judgment of character that you have. Keep that in mind. Go for certifications. Keep your head up. To all the X fans, back to you. It is nonsense. You haven't pressed anybody else I mentioned doing crazy things, even when one of them could allegedly have been involved with the case. So if you say you love X, you should be on these guys' heels. Yeah, I see them still around communicating with underage kids, because when our social media got attacked, it was all underage kids. What was the synonymous factor? We just got done talking about the affiliate around him, specifically them. So what this is telling me is they have close relations and interactions with people that are younger. They are literally living a life to corrupt minors. That's what their lifestyle is. It's not corruption. It's not a life of crime. Even though what they're doing is criminally negligent, what you're doing is you're corrupting minors that may not have the guidance they have in life. And let me tell you something about that. When you're knowingly doing this, purposely doing this, the conclusion you're asking for is not the conclusion you want. The conclusion you're going to get is far darker than anything you can fathom. So I suggest this lifestyle ends doing that. All the threatening things, because what's going to happen is people you love are going to start to get it. Then when you try and hawk up and they turn that block real slow, it's going to set in on you how you live your life. Okay? These are the things that need to be understood. When they bend that block and then they ain't playing with you, that's when it sets in. After all those verses you rapped about, all that violence you talked about, all those kids you corrupted, all those people you involved in crime got locked up and you forgot about them. But when they were free, they were your dog because they were disposable. All of your disposable decisions and assets against life forms will spell the very definition of what your character deserves. I'm trying to keep this 100 because even though I can say I gave a pass because I'm not with fads or nothing, or else they would have ran down on everybody. Like the stuff we talked about was so heavy, they would have ran down on everybody. Everybody would have got it. Everybody gets cuffs. Point blank, period. And you know that's true. I told you, I'm a special thing. They don't even operate at this level. Period. So what I'm trying to tell you to do is think about your lives. Think about who deserves it and realize, just like you, Geneva could have made bad choices. But unlike a lot of you, she stood up for what was right. She stood up for it. She spoke on the fact they actually did what we talked about. She took a stance for Ja and came out when I spoke about her and admitted her wrongs, admitted what she did right. Number 3, she didn't hide. These guys are hiding. trying to add rhetoric, trying to threaten people, trying to do stuff. They're hiding fake names. Can you put some respect where it deserves? Point blank, period. Geneva, keep your head up. Shout out to the greatest nation since United Nations. All rights reserved.